Okay, so this is the final shot. I went down to capture the Juneteenth Parade today, and this was the result. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the process, which is pretty involved. So I'm traveling from Sonoma County to get to this location in San Francisco pretty early. And this is the result of the trip. Enjoy. Hey everybody, so today we're covering the Juneteenth March that's happening at Market and Spear Street. I'm right across the street from the Ferry Building, and what I've done is I parked a couple of blocks away. So this allows me to pull out my scooter and then cruise wherever I want. And I'm also a couple of hours early, because if I were here closer to the time of the march, I would surely get no parking at all. So it's kind of what you have to do with these events. All right, let's get started. What I like to do is take a quick scout of the area. So this is Market. We can see that they have it blocked off all up and down the street. So when I have the scooter, I can kind of just do whatever I want. Really convenient. So we can see there's a ton of overhead lines here. This is all stuff I have to be aware of. Usually I'll let them know where I'm going to fly and when, so everybody's in the know. Okay, so I've settled on this as my location to launch. You can see up overhead, little to no wires. Hopefully we'll get a signal. We'll see what that looks like. This is the Embarcadero BART station. So you can see right up the line here. We definitely want to look at the Before You Fly app, or better known as Air Aware now, or Air Control. Let's do it this way so you can see everything. Okay, we're going to make sure this is legal to fly here. So you can see that it's targeted me right here. Let's zoom in. So you see here we have no warnings, just what's close by, but we're going to not worry about that. There's a game going on at Oracle Park, a Giants game today at noon, or excuse me, 1:05. So I have to be done filming by 12:05 because I'm less than 3 miles away from that stadium. So it tells you right there how far that is, 1.15 miles. You got to be within 3 miles. Okay, so before we go too far here, we have to be aware of some other things. We know we can legally fly here, that's fine. But you're going to have law enforcement and people telling you no, you can't for whatever reasons. So my approach with that is just to engage with them, let them know I'm legal, let them know I have paperwork. If they need to see it, that's fine. And inform them beforehand, at least law enforcement, what you're doing. So that's what we're going to do. You'll typically find people are pretty good about this stuff if you let them know what you're doing. Sometimes I'll just tell them what my Instagram is or something, they can go look. But I try to just, let people in on what's going on, not be secretive about it. I got my vest on, I got all my stuff, so. Okay, so there's a heavy police presence, as I mentioned. Cops are everywhere. I've already spoken with them, So they know what I'm up to. I've spoken with the security guy. He knows what I'm up to. Got my spot all picked out. So, lock stuff up here. Okay, there we have it. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of people around and officers approaching. They're everywhere. How you doing, sir?
Good, yourself?
Good. So I'm going to pull out my gear and get going. So this goes on in such a way you can see that the sensors aren't affected. I just make sure the blades can spin. Once it's on, nothing's hitting. So something's touching right here, I can see. So we'll just adjust. There we go. Make sure that's in. Okay, nothing's hitting. Good. Prop guards next. So normally I like to come in here with these pre-assembled, but you just can't, you know, when you put them in the bag, it kind of jacks it all up, so I have to do it this route. So you may not get this right on the first try. You got to fiddle with them. So technically speaking, with this parachute, as long as you're 134 feet or higher, it will automatically deploy and then push something down that'll kill these rotors. And you shouldn't have to have these guards. But there's enough ambiguity around the question whether or not I should that I just put them on anyway. It's, you know, costs a few extra minutes, and we're flying around people and crowds and stuff like that. We really just want to protect them, right? That's the main goal. That's what the FAA is looking at. They're not just looking to get you, they're looking to protect people. So you can see why this is a thing. I always like to come and set up early. We still got, let's see here, 10 minutes before the parade starts. So we're doing good on time. Give me time to launch and all that. Got a nice little spot picked out over there. Okay. Okay, so there she is, fully dressed. You can see. We'll take this. So we got about 5 minutes and 11 satellites. As soon as I go up a little, I think I'll get more out of it. So, there we go. Straight up, see if we can get some satellites on that guy. So it will limit your altitude depending on how many satellites you get. Okay. So I got an eye on the drone the whole time, which is the only way this is legal, right? Let me come back towards the camera a little bit. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to a camera.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
I figure. I talk myself all the time.
Okay.
Too. Well, at least yours is actually something.
Yeah. Still not able to get enough satellites. The irony is you need altitude to get satellites, but you can't get the altitude because you don't have any satellites. All right, so we're looking right to the sun. And we got 11 satellites. All right. So this may be as high as we get to go. All right, let's see what we got. So you can see I have my guides turned on. There's market. Let's just go down market a little bit. My social guides. So this is how I tend to fly. And if ever they need widescreen for whatever reason, a client can come to me a year from now and go, hey, do you have that in widescreen? And I can say yes. So I always shoot in normal widescreen and then crop for social and post using these guides. So let's take a look. All right. Got good visual. So line of sight is key right here because there's our parade.
Logistics for the Sunday event.
As you can see, there we go. So looking straight up between the buildings, I see the drone, perfectly centered. And what I won't do is go down that street. Go.
Reporter?
What's that?
For reporter?
All right. So yeah, I'm just not going to get the satellites to do this. But let's take a look at our route here. Let's zoom in because most of this will be done on a zoom camera. Okay, not seeing a lot of people here. So I'm going to bring this back and move. So as you can see, we're capped at this altitude, right? What's the limit here? Okay, we reached a certain limit, so we're able to get down. So I'm just going to go straight down Market where I can see it. I'm going to turn back towards this trout. Yeah, see there's seagulls, they're buzzing it. And so I'm just going to straight up them. And that's how you get away from them. The seagulls were coming right for him, and he's coming again. So what I'm doing is just flying straight up because they can't climb the same way your drone can. So I have yet to be hit by one of these, but they are territorial. They don't like the drone. So let me just, yeah, he's really going at it. So, good. So normally I would have a visual observer, but in this case, it's just me, and that's how it's going to stay because I can't go around any corners or anything anyway. I can only really just straight up the road here. So let's take a look. People are starting to gather. Here's your police. And I'm going to drop down a little more. There we go. Okay. That's the route they're going to go. I'll be coming from Spear Street right around this corner, heading up that way. So I'm using the 3X cameras you can see here. This would be a minimum of what I like. At this point, my camera dropped out on me. I'm still learning this setup, so I just continued to record the parade, as you can see. About 5 more minutes of this, and I packed it up and went home.